Let's continue, shall we? Where did we leave off? Oh wow, all the way here. Been a bit. All right, this question here. Do we let bygones be bygones? Yes, we do. Never expected that the truth I tirelessly pursued would turn out to be like this. Will this get us an early ending? The world is full of troubles. Why not let go of the unresolved and focus on what lies ahead? The most important thing is to look forward. Oh. Alright. Shen Chengping let go of past cases, losing his detective determination, led an ordinary life. Alright. Expected. We already have a testimony here. Let's cross-examine. No, I don't think that's the truth. If Brian took his own life out of guilt, it still doesn't explain the existence of this fact. I'm gonna take a complete stab in the dark here. Yeah, there's no sign. There was no actual signs of him being poisoned, so. So most of these facts are corresponding to the fake death. So anything is still in question here, it's this. Or not. The evidence does not contradict the conclusion that my brother committed suicide out of guilt. Need to reconsider. Out of guilt. Okay. That makes sense. Poisoning. The conclusion that he took his own life out of guilt cannot explain the contortion of his body. The coroners I consulted all said that this is a typical symptom of nux vomica poisoning. But the strychnine test came back negative. The opisthotonus should be caused by other reasons. No, he was poisoned by brucine. Brucine? This paper shows that, besides strychnine, nux vomica can extract a substance called brucine. It has weaker toxicity, slower onset of poisoning reactions, and is less detectable. There is such a drug. My brother's suicide is not due to any psychological issues, but a desperate act upon realizing he had been deadly poisoned. So, who do you think poisoned him? The culprit who poisoned Brian and hired Ting Zhang to kill Stone Wu is none other than... Still, I don't think it's Watson. So who are our options again? We could accuse Toby Chang. I think we can get out of it though. All the clues point to the same person. Mr. Bell, you're the mastermind behind both cases. Uh-oh. What? Watson? Mr. Shen, are you accusing Mr. Bell of murder now? I am. John, what made you misunderstand me? I'm not misunderstanding you. Stone Wu sold a patent to the Watson Group at a high price before leaving London. And the author of Exploring Methods for Extracting Brucine from Nux Vomica is Stone Wu. I'm sure he sold the extraction method for brucine to you. Reasonable association. Old Bell, aren't you planning to defend yourself against such accusations? Man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. John, you are just temporarily blinded by hatred. I believe time will provide the answers, and he will gradually understand my perspective. Mr. Shen, the court does not entertain baseless accusations. Do you have evidence to support your claim that Mr. Bell poisoned your brother? My brother's time of death was on August 15th, 3 years ago, between 2 to 2:28 p.m. His body was discovered in a fistotonus that twisted an eerie facial expression. The bloodstained scratches on the chair legs indicated that he had just experienced unimaginable pain. Clearly, my brother exhibited symptoms of the late stage of brucine poisoning before his death. Brucine ingestion usually leads to death within 4 to 5 hours. Considering the timeline, this evidence suggests that Mr. Bell is a murder suspect. Four to 5 hours. Ah. '15th, 16th. Blanking out here. I know. Supposedly. They met up the day before, but we don't have any evidence that proves that. Do this? False. Does it involve this? False. False. Game over. Mr. Shen, for lack of essential evidence, your accusation against Mr. Bell cannot be established. John, I know you and Brian have a deep bond, but I really understand your current feelings. For a long period of time before Brian's tragic death, he was in a very poor mental state. His diary also showed signs of suicidal tendencies. This is a dead end. Everything's meaningless. Meaningless. Is it intentional? No, it's not like that. Please accept our condolences. You have already had the truth. Oh. Oh. Ting Sang escaped and Sing was released. Bailed. Alright, I think we've got it. Put your phone, need to blame yourself. Travel challenge path, keep going. Isn't needed. It's offered at your time, stay positive. Ah, there's the meeting note. There's the meeting note. Alright. That's the piece we were missing. These telegrams can prove it. Afu submitted the decrypted contents of the telegrams to the court. Mr. Shen, I don't understand. These seem like ordinary communications. How do they prove that Mr. Bell poisoned anyone? Which telegram specifically incriminates Mr. Bell? This one. As Mr. Bell himself mentioned, time will provide the answer. That picture of himself. The morning of August 15th, my brother went to Mr. Bell's office. Around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, he exhibited symptoms of fistotonus. The interval between the two events is exactly 5 hours. In the eyes of a bigot, my guilt is presumed. Innocence, a mere shadow. Joseph, why don't you try talking to John and persuading him? In fact, this evidence lacks sufficient strength. John, as you just mentioned, the time from poisoning to death is 4 to 5 hours. During the period from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., Brian had contact with many other people. You and Officer Jones here investigated all his movements, and you questioned everyone who saw him. You know better than anyone, he had only had coffee at Mr. Bell's on the day, and nothing else. At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee to talk to his recent conditions. Unfortunately, the known eyewitnesses don't cover the entire period. It's also challenging to confirm whether Brian had consumed any food or water at home. Huh, that's quite a convenient excuse. Even if someone did poison his food or water, it's hard to verify at this point. This case is quite complex and requires further investigation. Mr. Bell, may I trouble you to go to the police station? Would that be convenient for you? Joseph has raised a reasonable suspicion. Uh-oh. Until this question is resolved, I don't believe it is necessary to trouble Mr. Bell further. Thanks to Judge Hammond's reminder. Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence to respond to Prosecutor Bell's suspicion? Shen is in trouble. Koshin, need to help him. I'm not familiar with the case 3 years ago, but Mr. Bell's previous statement, I noticed a certain inconsistency. And let's say it. I'm unsure if Judge Ehrman's reasonable suspicion holds. I can't help but wonder. Why did Mr. Bell lie in his previous statement? Lie? I wonder which of my words led Miss Wen to misunderstand. Misunderstandings? Your words clearly contradicted this evidence. Oh, let's go and... Let's remember what he actually said. At the time, his research under the suppression of the Sassoons, I funded his research. Successfully created a new opium cessation drug, however it is highly addictive. She took a large dose and succumbed to arrhythmia. Brian felt very guilty and became lost. Tried to improve the drug, subjects still showed tendencies toward drug abuse and addiction. Fire in the hospital became the final straw that broke Brian's mental state. Trusted Joseph to stop developing the drug by killing himself. So, heartbreaking incident on the 15th. What time on the... It doesn't say what time on the 15th it happened. And for the hospital... Your fault. Eight 16, 8 5, 8 10, 10, 8 13, 8 14. Timing on that fire doesn't make sense in this. Mr. Bell, the fire you mentioned earlier, did it occur at St. Mary's Hospital? I think, yes. That's strange. The fire clearly occurred on the night of the 15th after Brian Shen's death. Why'd you say it broke Brian's mental state? Maybe Brian never thought of giving up his life. And the so-called suicidal tendencies. Just lies you fabricated. It seems that as time passes, even memories are beginning to play hide and seek with me. Mr. Bell simply made a mistake about the time, which does not constitute a false statement. Miss Wen's viewpoint is irrelevant to this issue, and I object. Judge Herman, it comes to the reason for Brian Shen's suicide. How could it... It's the same as poisoning someone if a person simply misremembers the time. Well, if they use an event that they misremembered as a motivation, and that motivation does not apply, Mr. Shen, do you have any other evidence regarding the poisoning accusation? Not at the moment. Since there's no other evidence, I have to reject your request. Even though we lack evidence linking Mr. Bell to the case 3 years ago. There's evidence suggesting his relation to Stone Wu's case. What? This is a bit unexpected. Fu, I believe Mr. Bell poisoned my brother and is the mastermind behind Stone Wu's murder. There's a deeper connection between these two cases. You're more familiar with the Stone Wu case. Please help me find clues together. Leave it to me. Alright. Inventory switch. Please present evidence that shows the connection between Mr. Bell and the Stone Wu case. Okay, so the relevant case from that Alright, let's save the game. So we're gonna have to look for something that hasn't really come up so far. But it's very relevant. You know, we've had this sitting in our inventory for a while now. 1,000 grams of water, 200 grams of sugar, 100 grams of dry ice, 4.8 grams of citric acid, 1.3 grams of cinnamaldehyde. Is that just cinnamon flavored formaldehyde? 0.5 grams of caramel coloring, 0.1 grams of unknown ingredient. Now, this is a bit of... This is helped along by a bit of meta-knowledge. And it's a fact that got brought up very early on, and it's easy to forget about unless you play this case in one sitting. But Watson's cola recipe got stolen. That's the whole thing behind the whole the Shanghai Phantom stuff. And that was the whole thing that was used as an excuse to tip off, to arrest Shen with the gun in the locker there. We found this at Stone Wu's place. We never identified this. We know we... Sergeant Singh's office. Double deduction. Actually, the evidence has been in Sergeant Singh's hands all along. I didn't. Don't frame me. Among the evidence seized by the police, there's a photo that Shen took from Wu's study. By chance I discovered that there was a note tucked inside the photo frame. 1,000 grams of water, 200 grams of sugar, 100 grams of dry ice, 4.8 grams of citric acid. I'm not mistaken. This note is the missing formula for Watson Group's cola water. It's also what you've been instructed to find all along. Now, how could this be? This formula, it doesn't belong to Watson Group. It should be fairly easy to authenticate whether or not it is your formula. Just make it. It does not meet the standard of evidence. Reject it. But I haven't said anything yet. Since the formula was found in Stone Wu's study, it should be assumed to belong to Stone Wu, unless there is clear evidence to the contrary. Alright. There should be evidence that can prove the connection between this formula and Mr. Bell. Oh! Cocaine. Call back to the whole whole cocaine being present in old Coke formulas. Just by carefully examining the content of the formula, you will notice the ingredients of the cola water include cocaine. And cocaine's a new drug developed by Brian, only mentioned in his notes. It can be said that the chemical structure of this drug is almost unknown to anyone, except for Mr. Bell, who was involved in drug development, and Mr. Joseph, who holds the notes. And they are both connected to the Watson group. Eat shit, Herman. It's clearly stated in my brother's notes that cocaine is highly addictive. Even in small doses, it is no exception. This is the true secret behind the success of Watson's cola water. It's also the fundamental motive for Sir Bell's murder and cover-up. And that's an interesting speculation indeed. The argument still doesn't explain why the formula for Watson Group's cola water ended up in Stone Wu's study. The theft of the formula for Watson cola water by the Shanghai Phantom is widely known news. In previous trial, the police clearly stated Shanghai Phantom has a close link with Stone Wu. Therefore, it is reasonable that Stone Wu possessed the stolen formula from the Shanghai Phantom. Is Watson ready to go full Damon Gant? Oh man, it's the first time I've seen someone leave you speechless. Thanks to you, as always. It seems that I need to explain why the formula cannot belong to the Watson group. This is also the true secret of cola water. However, I need a more private environment. To protect the business secrets of Watson Group, this case is transferred to a non-public trial. Please ask unrelated personnel to wait in the lobby outside the courtroom. Watson Group's reason. The true secret of cola water is there's actually no such thing as a secret formula. Just a marketing strategy. Marketing strategy? Did you really think that the product can achieve such huge success solely based on its formula? No, it relies on branding and storytelling. The secret formula of the magical beverage is hidden in a priceless safe. What a fascinating story. Who could resist the temptation to explore and satisfy their curiosity by taking a sip? No, it shouldn't be like this. Mr. Shen, what's your intuition about this? My intuition tells me the secret formula is just a marketing gimmick. If there'd be no need to publicly admit the formula theft, it would tarnish the product's fame. I agree with that. But I know the Watson Group has offered a hefty reward for clues on the Shanghai Phantom. Must be genuinely searching for the formula. Let me explain the situation to the two judges. No need to rush. While it may well convince Judge Kwan, Judge Ehrman will still reject it with various reasons. What's more troublesome is that we lack solid evidence of Mr. Bell hiring the murderer. Herman talks about procedural justice all along, but he only selects the rules that favor Mr. Bell. It's impossible to expect him to make a fair judgment unless Mr. Bell admits it himself. Perhaps that's the best option at the moment. Are you suggesting making him admit it himself? Is that even possible? Did you order the code red? Mr. Bell obviously values this formula, otherwise he wouldn't kill him for it. Things that a person cares about often become their weaknesses. Mr. Shen seems to have changed a bit. Mr. Bell, let me confirm again. The so-called secret for formula stolen from the Watson Group doesn't actually exist, right? Well, that's correct. Judges, it seems that I made a mistake. Since the formula in the frame is not related to the Watson Group, it must belong to my brother. How do you deduce that? The chemical structure of cocaine has never been made public, so Stone couldn't have known it. According to Judge Ehrman's logic, if the formula is found in Brian's photo, we should assume that it belongs to Brian. Am I correct? What do you intend to do with the formula? The formula is a legacy of Mr. Shen's brother, Mr. Shen. Mr. Shen has full control over it now. Why is Mr. Bell so concerned about it? Actually, there's no harm in telling Mr. Bell. I intend to Ah, interesting. Plan to ask Miss Wen to take care of disclosing the formula. Who you entrusted to is your choice. It's good to hear that from Mr. Bell. I heard Zhengzhe, Guanzhe, and Yili, the 3 soda factories, all interested in this formula. Luigi and Suzhou is expanding their business in the Southeast Asia and could be a potential partner. I will also send a copy to Jardine Matheson, a shareholder of your Watson Group. Considering the lucrative profit in the soda industry, they probably won't refuse. By the way, I plan to publish 2 articles in the Shanghai News with these headlines. Detectives found the cola water formula while tracking down the Shanghai Phantom. Watson Group strongly denies the presence of a new type of opium in the cola water. Better think carefully about the consequences of libel. Can you afford to bear them? Formula belongs to Shen. He can give it to whoever he wants. Bite me. Old Bell, how about you double-check one more time? If the formula belongs to the Watson Group, I'll order them not to disclose it. Admitting the formula belongs to Watson Group means you are suspected in 2 murder cases. If you deny it, then we have the right to disclose the formula. Eventually, you will have to drink one of these 2 poisoned drinks. Furthermore, you can't explain why the croquet that only you know about appears in this formula. Oh, the formula is a trade secret of the Watson Group, and you are not authorized to disclose it. Uh-oh. Miss Wen, Mr. Shen, the formula is the property of the Watson Group. You cannot dispose of it, let alone disclose it. As you wish. We got what we wanted. Guards, please escort Mr. Bell to the police station to assist in the investigation. Mr. Bell is not a criminal. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Uh-oh. Territory war. Based on the current situation, Stone Wu's death is most likely linked to the cola water formula. Though Mr. Bell has not been convicted, he does have major suspicions against him. Assisting in the investigation is a necessary process, and I hope Judge Hammond cooperates. Your country's judicial process is barbaric, disregarding human rights. The Bell, as a British Empire citizen, his dignity must be protected. Without conclusive evidence, I believe he has no need to undergo any investigation. Oofa. Thanks to Judge Hammond's reminder. Oh no. Oh no, don't fold. Shen, this is outrageous. We don't have definitive evidence, so it's not surprising that he would say that. It's a deadlock. They used up all the available evidence, and they won't let Mr. Bell undergo investigation. Are we expecting evidence to fall from the sky? Perhaps only this person can provide the final breakthrough in this case. Oh, this is going to be an interesting question. Suppose Brian's last message was to Joseph. Mr. Joseph hasn't spoken for a long time. His mood seems to be very bad. Joseph, can I ask you something? What is it? Are these reports and notes everything you took from Brian's apartment? However, there is no mention of me in either the reports or the notes. What do you mean? Documents left by my brother don't mention me, which contradicts what you said earlier. Earlier you said it was my brother who asked you to keep it from me. There is no mention of me in any of these materials. I think he must have left something else for you. He... Oh. Joseph, my proud son. For the honor of the Bell family, don't say anything that would disappoint me. Joseph, follow your heart. Joseph! Oh, Daddy won't buy Cece the cola water. Cece doesn't want to drink tea, just wants the cola water. Oh, he's having severe doubts about it. Is that the line? It doesn't make me any braver. As long as I know myself to be a coward, I shall be unhappy. Cece, why don't you go play with Uncle Wu outside the courtroom? Daddy will join you after work. Officer Wu, thank you. John, your deduction is correct. This tissue has Brian's handwriting on it. I've kept it with me all this time. It wasn't until today that I finally understood why Brian chose to write these words on the tissue. And the pain he went through when he wrote them. Promise me you will stop the release of the opium cessation drug. Take good care of John. Keep him away from all of this. Brian. The tissue was taken from Watson's office. It has the logo of the Bell Mansion. This ring's an important imprint from a coffee cup. Though it's 3 years old, it can still undergo analysis. Wherever there is contact, there will be traces. I said the thing! If your deduction is correct, the imprint should be able to detect remnants of bruising. Why was I not informed about this? How dare you keep this from me? I'm sorry, Watson. It's not just for Cece. It's for myself as well. The past 3 years, I've been burying my head in the sand like an ostrich. A fucking prosecutor! Goddamn! Get his ass. In my country, there are 400 million people, and among them, 8 million smoke opium. These 8 million people, from the elderly to the children, are all deeply immersed with opium. Their families' wealth is scattered, their lives in ruins. The severity of opium addiction and the agony of cessation makes it difficult for them to quit. Is this why you chose to research this niche field? Yes, sir. Young man, you are an idealist, but you know nothing about business. In fact, opium persists not just due to addiction, but due to significant vested interests. Opium trade benefits, while prohibition has no profit. If something cannot generate profits, it cannot endure for long. Yes, many people have said that. Thanks for your time. But I'm also an idealist. Father, are you saying that you are willing to fund Brian's research? I believe that what I am funding is for the well-being of humanity. See, I told you that you could persuade him. Mr. Shen, a pleasure to work together. Mr. Bell, Joseph, I'm grateful beyond words. Oh, Mr. Bell, you're also here. Joseph mentioned that you're not feeling well, so I came to check up on you. All 20 patients from St. Mary's experimental group showed signs of drug abuse. No need to worry about this. As long as the dosage is controlled, there won't be any issues. Patients voluntarily requested dose increases. I'm concerned about the drug's release. Did they request opium during the treatment? No. Indicates that the opium cessation medication you developed is effective. Ryan, you truly are a pharmaceutical genius. What you've been dreaming of to defeat opium is about to arrive. The side effects. Every drug has its side effects. You can further develop new drugs to help people overcome these side effects and make more profit. Funny how that works. Mr. Bell, we cannot launch a drug when we know it has addictive properties. What do you suggest? Need to expose the dangers of cocaine. Caution the public. Are you sure? I created a monster with my own hands. It must not reach the public. I'll compensate your research funding. Oh. You are always an idealist, Brian. So far, nobody knows cocaine. Once it is made public, aren't you worried that the Sassoon family will turn around and develop an alternative? If you can convince me, can you convince them? Come, have a cup of coffee to calm down. I heard John is working part-time in Boston to support his studies. How do you know that? How do you know that my brother is in Boston? He is your brother. Of course, I have to take extra care of him. Mr. Bell, are you threatening me? I am planning a future for you and your brother. Do you want shares in Watson Group? It'll make you both live a life of prosperity and wealth forever. Develop opium cessation drugs to prevent tragedies, not for wealth. In that case, I respect your decision. Keep a close eye on him. Make sure he gets home and never steps out again. 5 hours, go inside and retrieve all of his research files. Why is there so much noise outside? Sir, St. Mary Hospital is on fire. Jesus. This fire will turn everything into ashes, won't it? Night in London has been this bright for a long time. It's your property, aren't you worried? Everything comes with a cost. Jesus. Grandpa, when can we go home? Darling, we've got to stay here for a bit. Why? Someone once told me there's like 400 million people here, but only 8 million people. Market development rates is a real disappointment here, right? Cece also wants the cola water. Oh no. No, darling, you can't drink the cola water. How about Chinese tea? I put a bit of fruit juice in the tea? Of course. And you know what? You've given me a bit of inspiration. Maybe I should put some fruity flavors that kids fancy to it in the cola water. Oh, God. Worse than cocaine and Coca-Cola. Sorry, John. Once thought Brian sacrificed to prevent the release of the opium cessation drug. Joseph, it's not your fault. Mr. Bell and the Watson Group must face appropriate punishment. Who do you think you are? Judges, now that we have evidence of Mr. Bell's poisoning, can you proceed to bring him to justice? Old Bell, this lad seems dead set on ignoring the law to come down on you. Then go ahead and try. Arrest me. Why does he not sound afraid at all? Mr. Bell's crimes have already been proven. Isn't that enough? Mr. Shen, I heard that you studied law in Boston. Surely you've heard the term jurisdiction, right? The victim is Chinese. The culprit is in Shanghai. The Shanghai governor does have jurisdiction. Mr. Bell is a citizen of the British Empire. A small group caught in the Far East without even a jury, and a group of laymen in law. How can you ensure that this British knight receives fair treatment? Consular jurisdiction exists precisely for this purpose. authority granted to a consul to adjudicate civil and criminal cases involving citizens of their country residing abroad, according to their own national laws. National consular jurisdiction in modern China dates back to 1842. Regulations for the conduct of affairs in the Jiangnan area span over time and include rights to observe trials. It's both the establishment of administrative and judicial bodies independent of the Chinese legal system. Such a difficulties in judicial jurisdiction and severely infringed upon China's sovereignty. Hey, we encountered a similar problem with Miss Giselle Brett. Based on the agreement, British nationals' crimes can only be adjudicated by the British consul. It's obvious they are colluding. Can't let them escape punishment like this. Is there anything else we can do? This is the current trend, something neither you or I can change. Note, Quan, being able to see the trend is your greatest advantage. Come on. Enough of this, Watson. Fulfill your promise to me. Stop the opium cessation drug business. Stop getting people addicted to your soda. Enough of this, Joseph. 3 years ago, for you, I took all the opium cessation drugs off the shelves at a pharmacy. I'm a man of my word. No, not in the form of cola water. It's a new business. In fact, this remedial measure opens up a whole new market for us. Liar! Joseph, my child, you've inherited my kindness, but business is business. You know why I come to Shanghai. So soon, family's opium business is doomed after the opium agreement between China and the UK. There are 8 million addicts in China, and they all need opium cessation drugs. It's a huge market. At that time, we will surpass the Sassoons and become the most powerful family in the Far East. Damn! You're fully aware that cocaine is not an opium cessation drug, and it's worse than opium. God, you're stupid. Trade is free. Where there's demand, there will be supply. It seems that Mr. Bell's true intention is not the opium cessation drug business, but to replace opium with cola water. Opium is innocent, and cola water even more so. They're just commodities. If drugs are innocent, why did the British government pass the 1868 Drugstore Act? If opium is innocent, why do so many people die because of it? Why do families fall apart? God, really, all the crimes in this game. Except for the ironworks. The ironworks tied back to the British control over the Chinese sovereignty. But still, the rest of the major incidents and tragedies in this game all tie back to opium, destroying people's lives. The cola water business is innocent. Why did you poison my brother? Why'd you kill Stone Wu and those innocent people at St. Mary's Hospital? Everything comes with a cost. I gave you the best choice. Unfortunately, you were all too short-sighted. This so-called best choice is to let you continue poisoning us with cola water. This pitiful country of yours, backwards and corrupt, is also adept at putting on airs. Your people have been cultivating poppy here decades ago, and countless people profited from it. Factories and schools were built on profits from opium. You should be well aware of that, right? The International Opium Commission is about to be held, I believe. Opium Commission? Ha! You really believe that China can eradicate opium? I do. John, you, just like your poor brother, are both idealists. I deeply sympathize with what Brian has gone through. In fact, for Brian, I don't only sympathize, but also greatly admire and appreciate him. Without his invention, there wouldn't be the globally popular Watson Cola Bot, a used little snake. How did you have to know that human suffering is a result of their own choices? Those who smoke heavily have free will, and did anyone force them? Oh, ooh, God, jump scare. No, they choose to smoke for themselves, just like your pathetic father. And your self-righteous brother. He hadn't rejected the shares I offered him back then. How could he end up in such a situation? What a fucking snake. When a fish bites, don't rush to pull up the rod. Wait patiently. There'll be a noticeable tug when a big fish is hooked. Just now. In fact, you cannot feel at ease as you claim to. Oh, that smile. What are you smiling at? If you didn't have fear in your heart, you wouldn't have resorted to murder to cover the truth. And the last evidence that I'm going to present is prepared for you, for your fear. Alright, let's see if we can cook this without... Let's see if we can first try this. We haven't used this yet, have we? How ironic would it be if we pulled out a fucking gun? How insane would that be? I think I'm gonna guess this. Watson, I prepared 2 gifts for you. Over the past 3 years, I've investigated all suspects in Brian's case, especially you. The briefcase contains various criminal records related to the Watson Group, not only from your pharmacies in Shanghai, but also in Hong Kong and London. All contact leaves traces. We know how you cunningly acquired Hong Kong pharmacy. We know how you disguised cheap tonics laced with opium to make your fortune. I know how you colluded with corrupt officials to protect your fake medicines business. I know how you committed crimes repeatedly and used the legal system to escape punishment. I have visited the victims of these events. Through them, I have gradually built the chain of evidence for your criminal career. Only the final piece was missing. Just now, Joseph provided the crucial evidence, and everyone heard you confess in your own words. Then why not bring those victims and file a lawsuit in a jurisdiction with authority? I can assure you that your so-called evidence and testimonies won't be accepted. So, I prepared another gift. The other gift is... a photograph broadcasting machine I invented. Phonograph? Shen Jungping, are you planning to use it to end your life like your brother? Enough, Watson. Brian sacrificed himself to protect those documents just to ring the death knell for you today. Our dirty business is over. You're even more naive than your brother. The opium business has been going on for half a century. People are the sick man of East Asia. You really think you alone can change the course of history? No, I am not alone. I've seen an editor who traveled tirelessly for the liberation of thoughts and literature. I've witnessed a foreman who dedicated his whole life to new steelmaking technology. I also know an official who, even without blueprints, hammered out the first steamship. Beyond them, there are millions of Chinese people striving to change the era, despite adversity. And opium is one of the most urgent issues of our country and must confront. We must make every effort to eradicate opium and drugs to save ourselves. Ooh. During the 12th session of the International Opium Commission, the Chinese delegate Mr. Tang Guan delivered an English summary speech exceeding 8,000 words. He began by emphatically stating the consumption of opium is the most urgent moral and economic issue our country must face. Analyze the dangers of opium trade from multiple perspectives, emphasizing that solving the opium problem must rely on China's own efforts. Additionally, appealed for cooperation between China and the West to combat the opium menace together. Oh, that's really cool. Shed is right. I raise both my hands in support. I will mobilize my friends in the press to expose the truth about cola water. Count me in. I will do my best to promote the anti-smoking and anti-drug campaign. And us too. Ha, bunch of rabble. Oh, why is there so much noise outside? People are gathering outside, demanding justice for the culprit and removal of bad merchants. What? Oh? Toby? Did you face turn? Hey. What on earth is going on? The phonograph broadcasting machine can record sounds and then broadcast them. Now, not only can we hear you speaking, but everyone outside the courtroom can hear it too. Wow. The headlines in the newspapers the next few days will definitely be about this. Soon, the whole world will know the truth. You. It's a non-public trial. How dare you broadcast the trial without authorization? Is this how you Chinese disrespect the rules? Rules? Who's the one that is really disrespecting the rules here? How dare you? Look at me like that. Oh, he's fully embraced his evil side. He's fully embraced evil Shen. Your rules always have the two sets of standards, one for yourselves and one for others. There's only one rule in my book. Whoa! If you choose to do evil, you must pay the price. Judge, the angry mob is trying to storm in. The police can hardly hold them back. Protect me! Ooh. The GSZ. The mythical treasure of ancient Chinese legends featuring a single horn, its head and expressive eyes, possesses the ability to discern right from wrong and loyalty from treachery, symbolizing judicial fairness. Historically, the character for law. Ooh. Written as something really complex and beautiful. Incorporating, which represents the Jiaji. At the time the king went of the truth, the Jiaji cap has served as a doorman for law enforcement officials, reminding them to distinguish clearly between truth and falsehood. The tradition has been accepted and recognized throughout successive dynasties. Even today, statues of the Jiaji commonly placed at the entrance of many courthouses, signifying the continuation and promotion of traditional legal culture. Ah. Judge, I as an esteemed British consul, I will do everything I can to ensure your safety. If you insist on protecting Mr. Bell and fail the justice, public anger won't be appeased. No one can guarantee that the tragedy of the Li Huang case 3 years ago won't repeat itself. It's up to Judge Quan's decision. Miss Li Huang, widow of the Cantonese official, and 15 maidservants were accused of human trafficking. Paddling through Shanghai on her way back to her hometown, British Deputy Constable overstepped his bounds by interfering in a case involving a late Chinese neck. Oh, I feel like we've heard about this in the course of the game before. He openly assaulted Chinese officials and forcibly detained the accused, sparking collective protest for the Chinese community. The situation escalated when the public, satisfied with the Municipal Council's protection of the British Deputy Consul, surrounded the police station in a demonstration leading to a conflict that resulted in nearly 100 casualties. God damn. As the presiding judge, I pronounce Watson Reuben Bell guilty. Hey! No, it's not over yet. That's just the case. Oh! I don't mind making another tragedy. Quick! Shen! Present the evidence of gun. Watch out, Shen. It's the 2 horses. Shen! No, we didn't present the evidence quick enough. 1909, Tang Guan gave a remarkable speech at the International Opium Commission held in Shanghai, meeting led to the first International Drug Control Treaty, the Hague Opium Convention in 1912. 1928, the Republic of China attempted to abolish all consular jurisdiction in China. However, due to resistance from foreign countries, its goal was not achieved. In 1943, ROC ended UK and US consular jurisdiction in China through an agreement. Oh, the Opium Commission ended it. In 1949, the People's Republic of China was founded, ending consular jurisdiction and foreign privileges. In 1950, PRC's proclamation on strictly prohibiting opium eradicated the issue in 3 powerful Unfortunately, it kept with other problems, but... In 1987, the UN set June 26th the International Day Against Drug Abuse in Vienna. At that destiny. Perform an act for what past is. Whoa! Oh! Forgot to tell you, boss. All my bosses end up like this. Damn girl. Fucking cooked. And the conspiracy of the Watson group. Oh. I want to buy one. No, you don't. Huh? You'll get it for free. Ah, it's swerved. Outrunning bad guys. Hero. And I won't be polite. Julia. Koshin, a foo. You're brilliant in the courtroom. You not only rescued Shen, also caught the evil mastermind. Great, we should celebrate. Come and watch our show tonight, my treat. Shen is injured. We plan to go back to Yangzhou for recovery. Mr. Shen, okay? He's fine, nothing serious. Just, we'll miss your performance again. Come back next time. Yeah! Bon voyage. Your mermaid setting sail. Joseph and Cece? Mr. Joseph. What are you planning to do next? I will suspend my prosecutor duties first. Focus on resolving the cola water issues. And I can help with, please just let me know. Mr. Scarecrow, could you come close? Mr. Lion said he got what he wanted. Did you get a thinking brain too? Yes! He did. That's great! Meow! Hey, Judge Quan. Judge Quan, why are you here? Seizing the Watson family is a significant matter. I must be present to prevent any further incidents. How's Ting Sang? She's in the women's prison, awaiting the verdict. Is it possible to give her a lighter sentence? Do we really want to? That day in court, if she weren't there. I greatly admire her for eliminating a criminal. But she's still like a hired killer. However, she's also related to multiple homicides. Trust us, she'll get a fair judgment. Like, yeah, she did save our lives. She did save your lives, Afu, but she's also a contract killer. Finding suspicious report immediately. Yes, Sergeant. Officer? It's Sergeant now. Ah, thanks. Sergeant Lee, why are you investigating the store again? Well, Watson had been sanctioned. The Shanghai Phantom is still at large. We'll surely bring him to justice. Oh, that is unresolved. Could also be Stone Wu. Or Sang. Oh, hi, Shen. Shen! Perhaps be that you would rest in the room. Your arm is injured. You shouldn't carry luggage. It's okay. My right arm is fine. Let me take it. Yeah, there is some limited English voice acting. Whether it's in the London segments or, Alright, I guess it's time. Koshin, I don't want to say goodbye. Me neither, but... The Opium Commission is about to be held. I want to contribute more articles to the event. Miss Wen, be sure to take care. Don't worry, I'm a professional. See ya. Ah, Koshin. What is the headline this time? I haven't decided yet. Toby Cheng and I will collaborate on this report. Oh, Toby Cheng face turn. You reminded me, that guy disappeared again. Let me see. Isaac Newton became a detective. Ah. I'm not too familiar with that one.
Huh?
Mr. Cheng, why are you here? Ah, I'm here to return this. My phonograph broadcasting machine. Well, it's helpful for you. You can just take it. Ah, keep it. Make it better. Toby, I truly appreciate your assistance. You're the key. I'm just a journalist who doesn't want to miss out on big news. No, your contribution to this case is much greater than it appears. It's the formula you stole that plays the key. Oh. What? Mr. Cheng? Is the Shanghai Phantom? Nah, I could never do that. Stone noticed the symptoms of people who drank cold water were the same as the subjects. So we asked someone to steal the formula of cold water to verify our hypothesis. However, before I laid eyes on the formula, Stone was murdered and the formula disappeared. I tried several times to enter the scene and search, but I never had the opportunity. To my surprise, Stone hid the formula behind Brian's photo. And I think about it, it's indeed the most proper place. Damn, so the two were actually proper good. Oh, I've almost forgot the purpose I came here for. It seems like I have misunderstood Mr. Wu. Which means, I was investigating the seller. I thought he was a bad guy selling opium cessation drugs. But wasn't it Mr. Cheng who was involved in the pharmaceutical research back then? How could Mr. Wu know the specific symptoms of the subjects? Detectives, a friend asked me to give you this. Is this a commissioned letter? Smart as always. Appreciate it, but I plan to go home and tell Brian about it, that his last wish has been fulfilled. I believe you won't refuse this case, Mr. Shen. Ah. The IT girl? We got IT work to do. Oh boy. That's okay, this is the end. After all, we've reached the end of the line. Shen Zhengping and Afu are still on the journey. The Kaison. Yep. Alright. Still have a lot of endings we can get here. That'll be a thing for another time. Did we pick up all the facts? We did not, actually. Interesting. Oh no. Okay, so it is possible to get all of our knowledge and stuff. That'll give us a lot of achievements here. Is it a 7-star lamp in its entirety? Oh boy. Some few hidden ones. A few very specific choices. Oh, we can keep and choose secret to ourselves? Oh wow. Some of these are really... Nah. Alright, there's still a lot to see here. Maybe you want to see all possible endings. I'd be willing to go back and do that. But God, this really did come together in a really satisfying overall narrative, right? Resolve the overall plot of Brian's death. It's been hanging over Shen from the beginning. And from a historical context, it really brought together the theme, too. In that sense. It's the, set at the right time. Obviously, it admitted to doing a bit of, it admitted to, doing a bit of, historical silly stuff now and then, but it was ultimately all in the service of this narrative. Which, at its core, really was about the pervasive nature of the drug trade, the pretty... like, I hesitate to say 70-30, but the pervasive nature of drugs, the drug trade, how it destroys lives, how it causes tragedies, and the overbearing nature of colonialism. Obviously, we have the British citizen Belle being protected by the consular court. And that sheer difference between Belle being protected by the court system in the Shanghai territory and Shen not being taken seriously when going after trying to investigate his brother in London. Obviously, he had Joseph to fall back on, but even then, it was an uphill battle. We have that also being the core of the case. All the other cases can tie back to how opium destroys lives. Yeah, Chapter 3 was pure colonialism selling out to the British making their own concessions, all in the name of making a profit upstream while stifling what was really a Chinese innovation in their new iron formula, which worked, but the results were tampered with, all in the name of buying foreign materials and getting that kickback. It really came together in a really satisfying way. There are a few points in this last chapter that got me logic-wise, but in the old Phoenix Wright sense of it works in the end. Part of it is me being still throat sore severely, but part of it also Translation was overall pretty solid. There were a few points, overall really good. There were a few points later on. Noticed a few points later on this chapter where the English localization got a little spotty, but it didn't detract too much. Overall, of course, the whole game, really good. This is a, dare I say, this is an underrated gem overall. I really enjoyed this game. I hope you did. I hope you did too. And if you want to see endings video, let me know. Might take me some time. I don't know if I'll get out this year, but I can certainly work on it. So until next time, until then, all contact leaves traces.